Heyo everybody and welcome back to DRG. Today, we are going to be playing with Clean Sweep because I genuinely think Clean Sweep is a better overclock than RJ250. And let me explain. RJ250, if we go over to it, lowers your damage to 75, which is enough, if you have it, is enough to light basic grunts on fire and basic slashers on fire. I say basic, they're slashers, they're veterans, who cares? That is it. And then if you get into, like, grunts, or, excuse me, guards, swarmers, praetorians, and all this, it starts to fall flatter and flatter when you start having to spend 2 rounds to kill a bunch of swarmers, or light guards on fire, or do a lot of different other things that encompass trash clear. And basically, this is now only good to deal with slashers, mech-terras, basic grunts, and maybe Trijaws. I'm not too sure if Trijaws actually light on fire from, this is 35 damage? Yeah, 37.5 fire damage. I'm not too sure. But I know what definitely does light Trijaws on fire, guards on fire, and all that. And that is 60 fire damage in a big AoE, and also we get, like, a slight bit more AoE, and there's also a thing to be said about taking Fragmentary Shell on this instead of +2 ammo. We're going to be playing with probably both of these. We might get through enough of the mission just to play another round. So, whenever it comes to actually dealing damage, RJ falls flat in that regard. Where RJ is great, and if you want to take RJ, is bouncing around, doing scout things, that is where RJ is great. Alright, fantastic, I'm not going to stop you. I'm going to stop you whenever you say RJ is the best basic PGL overclock. That's where I stop you and say, there's Clean Sweep, brother. Clean Sweep actually starts encompassing a lot more of the trash clear. Yes, it is still bad at swarmers, but at least whenever I fire it onto a bunch of grunts, all of them are at least going to die, and including the guards, because heat propagation is absolutely insane. And we're also bringing pump action because I'm tired of running Stubby and Loki all the time, and I want to go back to my love, which is pump action, so we're playing with pump action today as well. Anyway, I'm going to meet you down in the mission. I don't know what mission we're going to be playing. Probably like a... I'm getting distracted. Ooh. You know, they didn't have to make this make a sound whenever you bash your head against it, but the fact that it does makes me happy, and I don't know why I've sat here for 1 minute hitting my head against a quote-unquote crystal chandelier or whatever the hell this is. Alright, I was just gonna check the beer, dude. Pots of gold. Alright, we have chosen a 320... What is it? 325? 350? Morkite mission? I actually don't know what the 300 Morkite actually rounds to. What is it? It is 325. Oh god, we're in Ossuary Depths. Well, I guess we're here. I didn't want to go to Ossuary Depths. Usually I am a lot more keen about not picking Ossuary, because I don't like Ossuary, so I try to avoid it. But today is a different day where I completely forgot that, you know, I'm me. So, in any case, we have chosen a Pitjaw warning with Gold Rush on Ossuary Depths, so basically, it's just a Gold Rush mutator, and Listen, man, I understand that I have pots of gold. I'm also, like, I'm a dwarf who wants to get this mission done this year, please. So I think this is going to be the only time I am going to be depositing gold in this entire mission. Oh my god, can we, like... How do you do this again? It's just like right-click? Yeah, it's just right-click. I am going to mine out this one thing of gold, and then that's gonna be my gold for this mission. Alright, I don't want to do that. Alright, there it was. 300 gold in my pockets for 2 minutes of my time. Now, it's time for, in a minute there, to be a swarm. Which is why I don't like mining gold solo. Like, if I'm with people, I will absolutely 100% mine some gold with you. I'm not above that. I am above... Was there a wave that just spawned? Who cares? So, if you've been keeping up with what I've been dropping down in the fact of I am playing video games and talking about them and uploading them to YouTube eventually, you would know that I have gone... What is going on here? I have gone around and started... Just shoot it, dude. Don't even, like, consider thinking about it. Just fucking shoot the gun. Alright? Like, you were gonna show up and tell me... This is why I don't like these idiots. What? Why are you not with the rest of the swarm, guys? Why are you just, like... Go away, dude! This sucks. I don't want to spend another clean sweep shot. Okay, you know what? RJ, you do have something. You're good for swarmers, or scarabs, or whatever. You know what? I will concede on that fact. Scarabs makes RJ so much better, alright? Because I would have spent, like, 7 shots of RJ fighting those guys. And you know what? I would be out of RJ, so maybe they're not the best. Or RJ's not the best at fighting those guys either. Who could tell? So I've been on my movie watching arc recently, and my movie watching arc has... Why is there a bunch of you? How did that one miss? We'll never know. But anyway, I'm on my movie watching arc, and the past 2 movies that I've watched were Skinamarink and Dashcam. There is a bug over there. It was a swarmer. Little tiny guy. And both of those movies were fine. I think the better viewing experience was Dashcam, but the better, like, movie in general was Skinamarink, if that makes any sense to you. Because it probably should. It's just, Dashcam is a more digestible movie. And now, I have watched another horror movie by... Did I leave a mod on? No, I did not leave a mod on. I don't know why there's a Korlok in the room. Anyway, why did I ask if I left a mod on? The answer is, because I recently was going into missions and testing a bunch of things with Korlok, and I just assumed I left a mod on whenever it wasn't that. You know what would be really good here? RJ250. Ooh, I have Steve. I didn't even grab that Steve. Let's be honest. It's fine. I'll just grab this Steve. I can't actually see where Steve is. Thank you, Steve. Alright, well now Steve's here. He's going to be keeping a bunch of bugs off of me, hopefully. Let's go. This is where AoE size would actually, like, be really good as well. Like, I can see myself loving some AoE here. I should toss one of those right now, because, yes, I just stopped... I didn't fire that. Pardon me, I need to reload my turret real quick. I didn't fire that because there wasn't enough bugs in my line of sight, and also there's, like, a lot of bugs actually blocking. Just fire one of those, like, who cares? There's another wave happening, fire another one, there you go. We now have a little bit more. Like, that's so much damage just from that one thing because it lights guards on fire. Like, look at all these guards, like, blocking, moving slower because of all that. I should toss another one. Yeah, I can't really get back to my... I have to reload. I don't have Born Ready. That is insane. Why do I not have Born Ready? Because I am a stupid dumb head that probably took Elemental Insulation, because I think I remember the the actual update to my brain hole. Anyway, this would have been a good place for RJ, wouldn't have it? Unfortunately, there would be a lot more guards for me to be dealing with if I had RJ. So, you know, I think I win out on this one. Anyway, I was doing a lot of testing for Korlok because in one of my recent videos, I approached a Korlok and it didn't activate and whatever. And then I proceeded to... It was probably something to do with MCR, so I was testing out what the actual activation range of Korlok is, and the answer is it's 7.5 meters away from the actual core of the Korlok. There is a wave happening, and that's probably a bad decision. Yeah, there it is. I figured that was a absolutely horrid decision. I need to... We're kind of in up a shit creek right now, because I need to build this turret before all these bugs get here, and hope all of these bugs can deal, or my turret can deal with all of these bugs, while I go in and hopefully don't get grabbed by a fucking pitjaw. Okay. Still not enough nitro, by the way. We need... There's enough nitro. Okay. That is fantastic. I need Bosco to, like, stare at something real quick while I grab... And also this guy needs to go away. Okay. So, I need Bosco to stare at something while I get a resupply real quick. Because I definitely need one for this Korlok. Well, that's not great. I would consider that possibly one of the worst things to happen right now is I have to leave the Korlok area while Bosco is trying to actively kill the Korloks, and then I have to figure out how I'm gonna place my turrets. That's also a problem. Hopefully it's not gonna be that much of a problem. We need to go this way. I think I already killed all of the dudes who would wish me harm when doing this. And also, it's a normal swarm, so I really don't have to care. It's not a bunch of fronts or anything like that. Okay, well, we've just fallen back to our original position, and that is a lot of scarabs that are now absolutely cooked alive. Enji's just really good at dealing with scarabs, isn't he? Because it's mostly just passive, like, passive killing with them. I should have placed my turrets actually right there. Or whatever. There's a warden that's coming in. I need to kill the warden. Actually, I could just freeze the... The warden is also... Okay. Freeze the warden, please. That is not the warden. Okay. That's the warden. Now, wait a second. That's horrifying. Okay, well, that went well. How did you not die from that? That is insane. We used both of my cryo rockets, so let's hope there's not a second warden. But there... What happened to Steve? Is Steve still alive? Can we check on Steve's condition? I think Steve's, like, trying to kill the Korlok, to be perfectly honest with you. Oh my god, no born ready. What no born ready does to a motherfucker is suffering, actually. Yeah, Steve's dead, by the way. I need to actually pick up Steve. So if we see a guard, we need to grab him, like that guy. Come here. Thank you. Alright, goodbye. And also, we need to reload my turrets. Okay, well that was a little bit stressful. Okay, I think we are completely fine to start the Korlok fight, because Korlok shouldn't be that bad of a deal, especially if we try to place some platforms around. Molly is going somewhere. I don't know where she's going. Are you okay, Steve? I think Steve's having some issues. Just instantly like, oh yeah, he 100% is trying. What's the light temp on Korloks, dude? I have no idea what the light temps on Korloks are. All I know is that they are... It's definitely not high enough to prevent the... You can have one of these. It's unloaded. Alright, well... And I'm stuck in a hole? my ultimate plan to shoot a thing. I'm just gonna let them shoot that. Okay, let's go get a resupply real quick. I don't think one of the things... Okay, well, I am in vision of it. Well, luckily I could just hide behind the resupply, so it doesn't really matter. Anyway, if you guys have been horrifying? I'm sorry, but I have to deal with something real quick. So, you can just, like, sit your little happy butt down. What is that? No... Jesus. Is there another Stalker, or am I, like, actually losing my mind? There is another Stalker. That is horrifying. Where did that Stalker come from? Why is there two of them? What's going on? Korlok was making it so that I couldn't hear. Okay, Bosco, I need you to, like, provide some... That's the reason why I hate Stalkers. Is the fact that I know that there is a Stalker. He went away, alright? Now he's coming from somewhere, right? There is basically a 50-50 chance. If I move in a certain direction, I am moving towards the Stalker. I know that this is a 3D game, and that it's less than a 50-50 chance. But if I move in the wrong direction, I get closer to the Stalker, which means I'm now boned. It's not going to, like, trigger. It's, hey, I'm here, before it can attack me. Which means I just get fucked. Alright? That's not a good feeling. I did not feel like I misplayed the situation, besides me just standing still, cowering in a corner. Like, me moving is the wrong decision there. Me pointing out Bosco, going up into the light, and then stopping and, like, listening, that's a wrong decision. Moving is the right decision. But moving also has a 50-50 chance of just fucking you. Like, because you move closer to the Stalker before it gives you the warning that it's supposed to be there. Like, there's no correctly handling a Stalker situation. It's such a stupid fucking enemy, and it's the only enemy in the game that I feel like it's actively just, I can't outplay it every single time. Or, like, there is just nothing I can do. You're taking, what, 75 points of damage through shield? Like, fuck you. It is actually insane that that enemy still exists in the game. I don't know, man. I'm now angry. The Stalkers are the only enemy that can... The Swarmers can do it, but it's like, it's not instant. It is built up over time. Stalkers are literally 0 anger to 100% anger, is what it is. Anyway, back to whatever the hell I was saying. If you've been watching the videos, you know that I've been on my movie streak. I've watched Skinamarink and the Dashcam, and most recently I've watched a different horror movie. And it is called, what was it called? It was called The Cleansing Hour, I believe is what it was called. It's a movie about I need to clear out this room real quick, because there is a swarm on the way. I also need to freeze that guy and kill him before... is there any pit jaws that I can see? Bosco, can you get some light on the situation so I can move through this area? There is 2 pit jaws, or is that just 1? I think that's just 1. Nope, that is definitely 2. Bosco, can you help me kill this? Well, it's getting away. That's not good. And I need to move through this swarmer-infested area, hoping that these scarabs are gonna go away. What the fuck was that, dude? There wasn't a pit jaw there. I hate pit jaws. Misplayed the situation, I see. Yeah, also shot myself with a not R2J. I thought it was a little bit further. Oh, well. Mistakes in the heat of passion, Jimbo. Just shoot your feet, please, and kill all these things. And also, thought there was red sugar over here, but apparently I'm just wrong, so I am actively running... I have more of these. Like, just take some damage, dude. I'm actively running into, like, no man's land away from my turrets. Actually, my turrets are out of ammo, so it really doesn't matter. So, I watched The Cleansing Hour recently, and The Cleansing Hour was completely fine. It was the movie I liked the least out of it, even though that it seemed to have, like, some production value, maybe. Wow, there is just a lot of these guys that happen to... Don't be a slasher. Me? We are good. And now we can turn around and place another one. Trying to kill all the... I forgot that there was a guy there. But that right there, that's my fault. I don't feel like the other pit jaw was my fault, though. Oh, Lord. It was the movie that I liked the least out of them, and also gave the least amount of respect, because I will give movies some respect with, like, me not alt-tabbing out of them or doing something else. Like, you have my undivided attention for however long your runtime is, and these movies, the dashcam and whatever it is, I gave, like, no care in the world, especially The Cleansing Hour. Like, I paused it multiple times, just go do stuff. I know that that's not, it's, like, not my obligation to get up from to, like, watch the movie completely through, especially since it's in my own house, but it, like, it breaks immersion. It's, in my mind, it is doing the movie a disservice whenever I could be taking an extra step to go the little bit extra distance to make sure I give the movie a fair shake. Like a theater shake. Even though I'm sitting here watching it on my computer and I have, like, the internet at my whims. Anyway, the movie is about a priest, a fraud, like a bunch of frauds, basically, going around and faking a bunch of exorcisms and whatever. And they have a real exorcism. Oh my god. And then they have, like, a crisis of faith and all of that garbage. And to be perfectly honest with you, if a literal devil or demon from hell proceeded to appear in front of my eyes or, like, possess a woman or whatever, and says, "You're going to hell," I think it's just like, oh, you exist. Well, I guess your counterpart also exists, so fuck you, brother. You have no power over me. That's kind of how I would feel about that situation. Just in general, like, obviously if demons exist, the other one's gotta exist, right? Like, it just has to. There can't be evil without there being good, right? That is certainly a lot of web spitters. You know, I don't actually know what I'm doing with this weapon, besides, you know, thinking it's a tool that I just, like, sit on my hip and stare at every once in a while. I'm not using it for scarabs or anything, because I think they're beneath being clean sweeped. Maybe if I had RJ250, I would actually be spending a lot more ammo from it, but who knows. Also, where the hell am I going? But anyway, the first part of the movie, I did not care about, because I already knew this guy was a fraud, so... It literally states on the, like, description of, hey, a charlatan goes and, like, has a real exorcism. So I don't care about the first exorcism that's shown on screen, but it is the first movie to instantly grab somebody's attention, because there is immediate action happening on screen, and that is fantastic for making somebody maybe want to watch the film, because, you know, Skinamarink and Dashcam both have something that is... that it takes a little bit of a build-up time to get to the spookiness. And no, Dashcam, or excuse me, The Cleansing Hour doesn't keep that all the way, because then you go into, like, the normal thing where you're, like, learning about the characters and, you know, learning what the deal is with all the characters and, you know, getting invested and all that, which I don't care about, and to be perfectly honest, in most films. I'm one of those people who is perfectly happy having a shitty horror film just, like, instantly start murdering people that I have no idea 100% I'm fine with that. So I skipped a fair bit of the movie, like, setting up. I basically just skipped until stuff actually started happening, which means I missed out on, like, some character development and, you know, maybe some plot or whatever. I don't care. Anyway, as soon as the spooky stuff started happening, it got a lot more engaging, but it kept cutting to, like, people watching the stream. It's probably not for the best, especially since I don't really have too much pump action ammo, but we do have a good old fallback of 10 shots of clean sweep, so we'll probably be fine. It's just we're gonna have a little bit of trouble with the bigger boys, but we have we can just leave everything to Bosco for the bigger boys and all that, and just rely on shred storms. Oh, there's a big boy already. That's not good. Anyway, so it kept cutting to each individual, like, person watching it, which cuts from the actual film, but it has a purpose at the very end, so I can forgive it. At the moment, whenever it was happening, I was more or less being like, this is stupid. Why is it doing this? I don't actually understand. And that's why we have Bosco. So, all in all, a fine film. Which one of these films would I be quickest to recommend to somebody? The Cleansing Hour is probably the one that I am the quickest to recommend to somebody because it's the most digestible out of the three of them. Because Dashcam has a lot of obnoxious shit and is also a product of its time. It was made during COVID. It was made during the election period in America. So it has a lot of references to that shit. And maybe you don't want to have that reminded into you. So, you know what? It's okay. And then Skinamarink is literally, like, if you are a big horror fan, I would recommend it. But if you are just, like, a run-of-the-mill dude who just enjoys movies, I literally, like, you can throw that out the window. Alright, don't watch it. It is a absolutely weird movie that just is not made for everybody, and that's fine for that's fine for movies. Movies are not made for everybody, which The Cleansing Hour is definitely under that impression where I think it's trying to be made for everybody. And then, you know, Dashcam has a out there setup where you can make fun of it in a particular light. It also has that one actor from Smile 1 and Smile 2. He gets absolutely obliterated in Smile 2 because he's from Smile 1. He's the boyfriend, I think, or, like, the really good friend. I'm not actually too sure what their relationship status is because I haven't watched the movie in forever, so I have no idea what it is. But anyway, he looks like his face is right at home on a small dog. I don't know why he has that face, but he has that face where it's right at home in a small dog. But I'm glad that he got a massive upgrade in work, because he went from The Cleansing Hour, which is not very good in my opinion. It has some good moments. It definitely does have some fantastic moments. And also has a depiction of Satan that I'm actually like, oh yeah, that's a pretty metal depiction of Satan. I can get behind that one. But it also, like, uses CGI for rats. Like, they couldn't actually spend money to get actor rats. That's a thing. You can spend money to get, you know, animal actors. They didn't want to, like, spend, I don't know how much, maybe it's cheaper to, like, shittily animate or CGI rats whenever they're very obviously CGI rats. Maybe it's easier just to do that. I have no idea. Alright? This is the reason why my missions end up being, like, 45 minutes long or whatever, is because I just spend a lot of time shooting the shit, not really caring about whatever I'm doing. So I'm not, like, trying to be optimal about it. I'm not trying to, like, go fast. I am just literally... Is that a pit jaw? No, that is not a pit jar arm. I am literally just like, yeah, you know, wandering around. Like, like way back when you called a friend and you picked up on the landline, and then you're like attached to the landline, so you're sitting there like coiling the landline in your fingers a little bit, and also just like wandering around the kitchen, which is where the landline is. So it feels a lot like what I'm doing that. This is why I set up my turrets, actually, because there is a bunch of bugs heading in. They're all coming down from that little pillar. That is a lie. They are absolutely not coming down from that little pillar. They're also, I think, extremely dead. Seems like it went well, yeah. I would say that went well. Of course we... Hey, what did I say about this build? It's good at dealing with guards. What am I cleaning up right at the end of the wave? You'd guess it. It's guards. You know, while I'm playing, like, so many pit jaw warnings and all that, I find it funny that people genuinely have trouble finding pit jaws. Like, I understand that I've been playing this game for a long time, and that I've been playing a pit jaw warning and cave leech warnings a lot because of the season and all that. So, and I understand that a lot of people play this game while inebriated, or under the influence of something, or like literally playing music while doing it, or, you know, playing with friends and not really paying attention. But whenever it comes down to it, I still find it funny that people are having trouble spotting pit jaws when at the corner of the screen I can see, oh, it's a pit jaw colony, I need to look out, and specifically, I'm playing Ossuary Depths, I need to look out for pit jaws. Like, it's not like cave leeches. I can excuse not being grabbed by a cave leech and having problems with them, because cave leeches are on literally every single mission. Okay, that's a little bit rude. Oh shit, I don't even know where that guy went. He literally just, like, hit me and dipped, dude. I think there's a tri-jaw after me. Yeah, there absolutely is. Oh my. Am I about to take a bunch of damage? Well, considering I just got breathed on by a Praetorian, probably, but I think I have elemental insulation, and that's why I took very little damage to that guy, but I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you why I took very little damage from that guy. Like, you are playing the Pit Jaw Warning and also Ossuary Depths. You can spend, like, a little bit of brain power to find the... That's a bunch of bugs. To find the Pit Jaw in the ground every once in a while. They don't even spawn in, like, big numbers. I know this is, like, this is a skill issue, whatever, and, you know, I made a bunch of excuses for you at the very beginning. But, like, I don't think there's a problem here. I think the most that pit jaws have to be a problem is that you've cleared out an entire, like, half of the cave, and now one pit jaw goes, and now the entire cave goes from being safe to unsafe. Do we have a Steve? We absolutely don't. I'm gonna take a little bit of damage to grab him, aren't I? No, I'm not. So, like, skill issue in the nicest way possible, because I know people play this game for a variety of reasons. So which movie, out of the three of them, The Cleansing Hour, Dash Cam, and Skinamarink, was my favorite movie out of all of them? Dude, don't put that evil on me. I don't want to think about those movies. Skinamarink, I have already mostly forgotten. It's been a couple of days. I kind of assumed I would forget it, and that is just because most of the shots are passive shots, and it's more of a feeling of dread that the movie is trying to evoke, or a feeling of like, I don't know what I'm doing in this big world, or whatever. I think my favorite would be Dash Cam, because once it actually hooked me, I stayed there for the entire time, while in Cleansing Hour, once it hooked me, I paused the video and just, like, got up and went and did something or something. Who knows what I was doing. But I definitely know that during, like, all the action, I had time to, like, sit down or, like, walk away from it. Also, bringing back a character that you thought was dead, and their only thing was to provide a little bit of, like, exposition, and then killing them is the funniest shit in the world. I will always appreciate that. Like, I thought that man was gonna live. Oh, okay. There's a pit jaw under me. You know what? That's my own fault. Am I dead here? Surely, like, I'm dead here. It's kind of funny. There was a little bit of red sugar off in this corner. Can I please get it? Like, I will, like, light you all on fire. Please. Like, get out of my way. That right there, literally my own issue. I was preoccupied, too, with something else. Like, that's the only way that pit jaws are gonna grab me, is if I'm preoccupied with, like, oh, there's a thing shooting at me. I'm gonna walk into this direction. There just happens to be a pit jaw there. Literally my own fault. I could have backed up instead of, you know, strafing to the side where I didn't know it was safe because I didn't look at that piece of ground. Or didn't... It was in my view. I just didn't actually look at it. Another thing that I wish pit jaws didn't do, or at least, like, I understand why you have an issue with them, is I wish they didn't do this shit. Like, that shit is the reason why I hate them as much as I do, because they just make every room awful to fight in, because now I need to spend so much extra time to make sure the room's fine to, like, walk around in instead of getting stuck in these fucking little holes, dude. Alright, well, that's it for this. I don't think I'm gonna do another one, because, A, it is... Apparently it's 50 minutes into the recording session. I'm not too sure how, like, how true that is, but I'm just going to assume it's correct. I can just look at the mission. We're 41 minutes in. Yeah, I have pissed around doing absolutely nothing for a while now. Anyway, I hope you guys had a fun time. I definitely had a fun time just, like, shooting the shit. It's been great. And I hope to see you all again.